Hi guys, welcome back to my kitchen. I hope you all have been staying safe. My name is Ife and today I'm going to be showing you how I make my mashed potatoes. And this recipe is so easy and really quick. Just keep watching. Now for this recipe, I'm going to be using Yukon gold potatoes, but you can use the Nigerian Irish potatoes. I like to use these potatoes because it has more starch content in it, and we really need that high starch content to achieve a very fluffy and smooth mashed potatoes. Now to begin, I peel the potatoes and put them in cold water. After that, I cut them into chunks and rinse it out. You can boil the potatoes without cutting it, but I've discovered that when you cut it, it helps the potatoes to cook more evenly and quickly. Now after cutting it, I put the potato in the pot and put it on medium heat. I'm going to be boiling it for 12 minutes, but before that I add a little salt to the water and just cover it and allow it to steam. While the potato is cooking, I've laid out the rest of the ingredients that I'm going to be using for this recipe. And first I've got my bacon and spring onions, which I've chopped into little bits, and unsalted butter. I always like to use unsalted butter because it helps me control the amount of salt that goes into my potatoes. And then my heavy cream. Now after 12 minutes, you check on the potatoes because we don't want them to be too soggy. So once you notice that the potatoes are fork tender, you take it off the heat and then you drain the water. The next step is to mash the potatoes, and for this recipe I used a hand masher, but if you don't have one you can use a fork or the back of your spoon to mash the potatoes. When mashing the potatoes, you want to make sure that you get rid of every chunk of potato, and then you keep mashing it until it's visibly smooth. For the next step, I put the heavy cream on low heat, and then I love to season my cream with garlic and some herbs. In this recipe, I used parsley, but you can use whichever herbs that is available to you. This just helps the mashed potatoes to build more flavor. Then bring the cream to a boil and then strain the garlic and the herbs. After straining it, I set it aside and then it's time to start building the mashed potatoes. And to begin, I add my melted unsalted butter and then I stir it together. I just want all the corners of the mashed potatoes to absorb the butter, so I just stir it evenly. For the next step, I'm going to be adding my flavored cream, and for this step I'm going to be adding it in bits because I don't want to make the mashed potatoes to be soupy, so I have to add it little by little, mix it and then keep adding till it's finished. Now after adding all the flavored cream, I then add my chopped bacon and stir it again. If you're not going to be using bacon at this point, you can add a little salt to the mashed potatoes. I didn't use salt for this only when I was boiling the potatoes earlier because bacon has salt in it and I don't want the mashed potatoes to be salty, so That's why I omitted the salt. After that, I add my spring onions. The spring onions is also optional, but I love the crunchy feeling it gives when you're eating the mashed potatoes. So that's why I always add my spring onions last. Now, after this, your creamy mashed potatoes is ready. Trust me, you really want to try this recipe out because if you don't like mashed potatoes, I'm sure this recipe will win you over. Now, this is how I make my mashed potatoes. I love to pair it with vegetables and then some protein, but you can eat it as it is. Now, if you've enjoyed watching this video, kindly give it a thumbs up and then subscribe if you haven't. You can also follow our page on Instagram at ife_kitchen. Thank you for watching. Until next time, bye.